Hi guys, so the first thing I do is brush my brow hairs up with a spoolie brush. This is just to ensure that all my hairs are going in the same direction. So I have really sparse brows on both ends and I have to fill in mostly. What I'm using is a Musicflower compact. That middle shade was a dark brown shade. I'm going to start by filling my brow hairs with that. I don't always do a specific shape, like I either go from the top or from the bottom. It depends on how much time I have or if I'm rushing. But what you want to ensure to do when you're filling your brows is to focus on the areas that have the least amount of hair and then blend into the other areas. I also don't start directly at the beginning of my brows because I want to have the most natural effect. So I start about midway, and then as I come to the front of the brow, I use whatever is left on that brush and brush the hairs upward. I also go back with my spoolie brush to just feather out the front of that brow. This also helps to give the brow a more natural finish. And I also brush all through the brow to distribute the hair evenly, to distribute the product evenly, and so this also helps the brow to look really nice and natural. And I just keep going back until I feel as if I have sufficient enough of product on the brow, and then I move on to the next side, and I'm basically going to do the same thing. Now this brow is a lot easier for me to fill because it has less hair. It has less hair on the brow, so it's much easier for me to fill. You see how quickly
from outside?
No, pick up the water. You see easy it was for me to fill that one. That one I finished in absolutely no time. So whatever you do on the first brow, you do on the other. Your brows are not twins, so do not expect them to look identical, but you just want to ensure that they look as natural as possible. And you never use a black to the front of your brow. I'm using the black in the same compact, and that is just going to go on the end of the brows. Because I have more sparse on the ends, I just want it to appear much more fuller. I don't do this all the time. This is just for the times that I want my look to really come together and look more glam. A lot of the times I just leave it with the brown compact color alone. I'll be using the same color as my highlight to clean up the brows, which is the Elegant Pro Conceal in the shade Toffee. I don't normally use this all the time. I just use this when I want a really highlighted effect underneath my brow. To clean up my brows, I start from under the arch of the brow and not directly under, but just a little way underneath, and then I work the product up into the brow and then towards the brow. I then use my fingertips to just blend out that concealer because you really don't want any harsh lines. When you fill in your brow, you should not see any product or any line of demarcation. For a more natural brow, I would normally use the same color foundation that I am wearing that day for a natural effect. Again, I go through with my spoolie brush and I just do this to really bring the look back because I don't want like that really sharp, concise concealer look. I just want it to look as if I have like a new wax or I just did a wax shop on my brows, which I've never done, by the way. I have to try it one of these days. So again, I'm doing the same thing on the other side. I'm starting a little below the arch and a ways from the brow. And then you really want to take your time when doing this because you can't take off the brow you just put down if you go too quickly. As much as I do it, sometimes I end up doing it myself. So you take your time and you work your way down and you are recreating the shape or the arch of the brow that you really want to get, and you go back with the fingertips, blend out, and that's basically your brows. Stay tuned for the makeup look.